Hello and welcome to today's episode, the Wonka Trilogy. Today it's going to be a little different because we have an amazing, wonderful, beautiful guest, Timothy. Timothy, come on back!
Hello.
This is Denora.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Like I said already, we are going to be talking about Wonka, the three movies of Willy Wonka and the Charlie Chocolate Factory.
The 3.5.
Yeah.
The Tom and
Yeah.
and the books.
Oh, and the books. The three movies of Willy Wonka. Wonka.
Charlie.
What's the second one called? No. Wonka. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But right here in the middle, like right here, this extra finger, is Tom and Jerry and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then we have the books. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. But not really that one because I didn't read it, so I actually have no idea what that one is about. So we're not even going to talk about it really. So.
We're going to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But
This is us acknowledging it right now. This is Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. It's about them in the elevator. This wonderful, not idea, but it was brought up to me that this is actually a trilogy.
yeah. It's a multi-universe, multi-dimensional time adventure.
They aren't separated. They are all one. Okay, so stay with me, okay? Wonka, the prequel, obviously. It's Timothy as Willy, and then he grows up, he becomes Gene Wilder. And that's where Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory comes from. And then it's okay, so you guys remember how, we all know how the movie goes, right?
Everyone's seen it.
Yeah, he invites people to the factory, 5 of them. One of them, remember who the winner is?
It's Charlie.
Okay, well this is where it gets a little freaky, okay? So, Charlie, he wins. The factory is now his. He grows up. And he is now Willy Wonka. He is now Willy Wonka. And that's where Charlie in the Chocolate Factory comes from. See, they're trying to let us know in the title. They changed it from Willy Wonka to Charlie. Because
they're the same person.
Yeah, Charlie is now Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
And it goes on. Who knows what the next movie will be? They got a Wonka in the future.
Yeah, maybe. What the actor's name in the Willy, not Johnny Depp, but the
Small Charlie.
Small Charlie, small future Charlie. He gets the factory too, and the legend will go on. He will grow up, he will become Willy, and then he will find a kid named Charlie, give it to Charlie, and then Charlie will grow up, be Willy.
Yeah.
And so forth and so forth.
Until the end of time.
So right now they gotta, I don't know why, they made the prequel, so now they gotta get started on the next movies. It's gotta keep going, Maybe, let's see, who will be...
I mean, it could go back even further. Like, maybe the Timothy Chalamet one, maybe he was the first Charlie.
He was the first Charlie. So who was the first Willy? Yeah. Oh. Willy is a spiritual being.
Yeah.
So Willy...
He has, we'll get into it. He has no origin.
No origin.
He's a spirit.
He just has appeared. Okay, so I guess let's get started with the prequel.
Yeah.
Wonka! So, if you guys didn't know, it stars Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Timothée. He has blossomed and grown. He was born. He became Wonka.
He's a sailor.
He's a sailor.
He's a boat chef. He's
Boat
a chef.
Yeah. Chef boat. He finds this mystical town that isn't real. I don't know. Because there's some people with an accent, some people with an American accent. There's like 5 different accents in that like little town. So I'm like, this town hardly exists.
He's also an unreliable narrator because he goes into the fantasy worlds.
Yeah. And he's so ridiculous, okay? This Wonka is so I don't know if he's the first Wonka, I'm glad that he's gone.
Yeah.
Because this Wonka is insane. So he gets to town, he's singing, he's like, and you're like, oh, there's like this big thing happening. It's not happening.
He's out of it.
He's lost, his mind is not there.
Too much sugar.
It's the sugar from the chocolate that he's making. At this point, he doesn't have the Oompa Loompas, so he doesn't know. He's tasting his own chocolate, not the Oompa Loompas. So he's kind of out of his mind.
He's also a magician, but is he really a magician?
He's like a wizard. So like the whole thing of Wonka, he's a chocolatier, a magician of sorts. He says the iconic line, chocolatier, magician of sorts. That man is a wizard.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
He is a wizard until he's not.
He picks and chooses.
Yeah, he's like, okay, right here, I'm a wizard right now. Here is my magical Hermione hat. Like, dig in, the whole world is inside my little top hat.
Literally.
He literally is like, oh, you want some tea? Oh, you want...
And it's crazy because he's like homeless for a bit, and it's like if he has this magic hat, then why can't he
pull out a house? Like, pull out money. If
pull out
like,
food.
Like, pull out, like, if he could pull out tea, like, what's stopping him?
He has, what are the monies called? Like shingles?
Sovereigns. In this world, they're called sovereigns.
Yeah.
First Wonka, sovereigns.
Like, he can just pull out the sovereigns from his hat.
He's singing how he has 10 sovereigns, and by the end of the song, he only has 1. First of all, where did he get those 10 sovereigns from, to begin with?
It's the real questions.
Just pull more sovereigns out of your hat. I feel like that's like where it's alluding to. Like, he was magically like with 10 sovereigns, and then just magically come out with more.
He can only do 10. That's
it's a limit.
Yeah.
His whole lifetime, it's like he can only do 10. You did your 10 all at once.
That's his fault.
That's on you. He goes into town, and then this is where we learn, like, the villain arc, the core that becomes. You know how, like, they say, like, oh, this is my Joker arc?
Yeah. Their origin story.
The origin story. He comes into this little shack, and he's like, oh, you want to stay here? Just sign this contract.
It's revealed he can't read. The major plot point of this movie is that he can't read.
That... so many problems within its own. First of all, a magician who can't, a wizard who can't read, just do your magic and read.
He relies on the goodwill of others.
Yeah, like that's literally what he says. He's like, oh, I just rely on the goodwill of others,
which is really sweet of him. But he gets into some trouble.
Finally, trouble. So right now he's not thinking of it. He's still in a good spirit of like, it's okay. Life is still good.
Yeah.
This sticks with him. This sticks with him that he signed a contract that he couldn't read. That contract basically made him a slave. So now it's just like in the back of his mind, burning into his skull.
And he carries that trauma with him into adulthood. Well, he's like a young adult in this movie, but
Yeah. Also, yeah, now I think about how old is he in this movie?
he's ageless.
Wonka really is ageless when you think about it. Wonka is ageless. Right now he's like, I'm young, alluding the age.
Yeah, he's only like a child, and then he goes straight into like adulthood.
There's no transitioning. He's like small, medium small, and then like adult, and then like.
And he never gets older.
Yeah, like old?
Question mark.
Okay, so and then he meets Noodle. Apple strudel. Little Miss Nudie Nude. She's an orphan. She's got orphan syndrome.
Yeah. She's got a bad case of the orphan syndrome.
She's never had chocolate. He makes her the chocolate. She's like, oh, now I see where it is. Now I see the magic. He's like, right, I'm a magician.
And I make chocolate.
And he's an oversharer, little Mr. Wonka. Which is why it makes me think like maybe it's like not real. Because he immediately is like, I can't read. And then like the next like 2 seconds later is like, oh, by the way, my mom is dead.
Yeah. Those are the only two things you need to know about him.
Yeah. He can't read. His mom is dead. And his mom left him a note. A note of the secret, the deepest secret to real chocolate making. That is his purpose in life. He can't read. His mom is dead. He has a secret that he can't read.
Secret about chocolate.
That his dead mother made.
Which is so cruel.
Because first of all, why didn't she teach him how to read?
At no point does he go to school. At no point does she teach him a letter. Noodle has to teach him the letter.
And I'm like, wait a second, Noodle can read? So,
Yep.
like when you think about it, like, she doesn't have any parents. She's an orphan who's like enslaved into this like weird like hotel thing. Like,
yeah, her adoptive family teaches her how to read.
Yeah, like, but Timotei's mom couldn't teach little Timmy how to read.
She's
No, I'm too busy cooking.
Yeah.
She's a cook.
That's
too
true.
busy making a chocolate.
I guess she wanted him to rely on the kindness of others.
Yeah. She set him up for failure. So what made him evil is like he can't read and it's his mom's fault.
And then she left him, like, the planet.
She left the planet. She left the planet.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and then, so little Mr. Wonka.
He's enslaved. He's working at the laundromat.
Yeah. That's what it is. So the premise is when you sign it and you try to pay, she's like, oh, just kidding. You actually owe a bazillion sovereigns, not just one sovereign, but literally like a million.
They charge you for going up and down the stairs.
Yeah. She said up and down the stairs charge, opening the doors charge, I think, warming his
cackles.
His cackles. Warming his cackles by the fire charge, the whiskey charge, the soap bar charge.
Oh, the mini bar.
Mini bar charge.
Mini bar of soap.
And I just can't, everything is a charge. Breathing at this point is a charge. He might as well have written that. So when he goes to pay, she's like, just kidding, you owe everything. And in order to pay it off, you have to work in my laundromat. So he's like, oh.
Scrub, scrub.
That's where the Scrub, Scrub song comes from.
My favorite song. Let the record show that's my favorite song from the movie.
Me? Scrub, Scrub?
Nah.
You see, I'm a chocolate maker.
Yeah. I'm
You
a
see?
magician.
Yeah, I'm a magician of sorts. I don't scrub. He comes up with a ridiculous plan.
With the help of
Noodle. There's Slugworth.
The chocolate mafia.
Yeah, the chocolate mafia. Who are the other ones? Prudence. And third guy. They are a chocolate mafia. You cannot sell chocolate unless you are one of them three. Chocolate is a drug.
Yeah. That's something you see heavily throughout this movie.
Yeah.
People are getting bribed with chocolate. The cops.
They're paid in chocolate.
Yeah.
But this is where the end of the movie comes in. They're like, you can't do that. That's illegal. To pay in chocolate. So Slugworth and blah, blah, blah. They go to jail. But, like, they fly away because Wonka does his little magician tricks. It's ridiculous. It's literally, this movie is ridiculous. I could go into, like, a whole spiel about this movie, how ridiculous. Okay, so we got fast forward. So he's a magician. He's a wizard. He does wizard things. Chocolate out of thin air. Yeah, literally. There's an Oompa Loomp. One Oompa Loomp appears. He's like, I want your chocolate because you stole my cocoa beans. So now you owe me chocolate, so I'm going to steal your chocolate because you stole my cocoa beans. And kicked me out of Oompa Loomp land. So now I'm, like, banned from Oompa Loomp land.
Until he gets the chocolate back.
Because you stole the chocolates, I'm banned from Oompa Loomp land.
He's on a mission.
Yeah. And, and there's so many other things happen.
They burned down his factory.
They burned down his factory, first of all.
The church is involved.
The church is a chocolate church.
Yeah. There's an underground layer in the church that's the chocolate mafia headquarters.
They have, like, a pool of chocolate. That's, like, their chocolate. But now I'm thinking about, like, if they share the pool of chocolate, wouldn't all their chocolate be exactly the same? Like, how is there three of them? Anyway, and then somehow Noodle and Timotei end up in the chocolate.
Oh, yeah. They try to kill them in the chocolate.
They basically try to kill them in the chocolate, which, first of all, would ruin the chocolate, but whatever. They kill them in the chocolate. The Oompa Loomp comes and saves their life. Noodle, they all come out. They save the day. The Noodle story is resolved because she's not an orphan. She has a mom.
Who lives in a library.
And they found that out because when Noodle was dropped down the chute, she was wearing a ring that they thought was an N. That's why they called her Noodle. But then at the end, it's like, oh, it's a ring. You read it this way. It's a Z. And it's actually the brother of Slugworth.
Yeah, right.
So she's related to Slugworth.
Her name should be Zoodle.
Zoodle. And then she finds her mom.
It's a happy ending.
He reads the secret because he learned how to read. There's a scene in one of the songs. They're singing. And then out of nowhere, it cuts to him learning how to read. Noodle teaches him how to read.
She teaches him the letter A, and he just learned. He knows.
He just knows. And at the end, he's like, oh, I can read.
College level reading.
Yeah, like, oh. The secret is... What the heck was the secret? It was
It's the chocolate that you have with others, or it's the chocolate you eat with others, or something.
Yeah, that it depends on the others that you eat chocolate with. Or he learned how to read, so he's happy. He's like, yeah, I guess I can read. The story ends. The Oompa Loomp teams up with him, and they buy a factory.
Yeah.
That is the prequel of Mr. Wonka.
Fast forward.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Believe it or not, that is Timothée Chalamet. But not just not just Timothée. Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Did you know that?
The worlds collided.
These are happening at the same exact freaking time. The same exact freaking time. Okay, so now Timotei is old.
Yeah.
He's morphed into Gene. We should call him. Mr. Gene Wilder. And also Tom and Jerry. But they're like, they're not Willy Wonka. They don't have the Willy Wonka soul. They're just Tom and Jerry.
There might as well be one of the kids in the factory.
Yeah, there wasn't 5 golden tickets or 7, you know, like.
And it was, Tom and Jerry actually helped Charlie get his golden ticket. That's what a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
But
so this solves a lot of, like, questions. Because here, so many things happen that it almost seems bizarre. But then Tom and Jerry are like, you know what? Our voice deserves to be heard. We need to show the world that we are the reason why Charlie got the golden ticket to go to Willy Wonka's factory. And he didn't share the fame.
Mm-hmm.
Magical and true. Now this is Willy Wonka in a chocolate factory. Wonka, it's now far away. Now it's Charlie.
Charlie's time.
Charlie. This is where the lore really, like, enhances. Really starts. Charlie is a poor boy. Dirt poor. He is starving. He has 4 grandparents. They're all alive. They claim to be bedridden.
But is that the truth?
Is it the truth? I think not. At all. Mr. Grandpa Joe is a filthy, dirty little liar. There's Grandpa Joe, Grandma Josephine, Grandma something, Grandpa something. The other Gramps. We don't care about them. No. They barely even talk. It's all about Grandpa Joe.
We actually need a movie with their voices need to be here.
Now there needs to be a third. Like, who? Yeah. What about the other grandmas? How they were just treated like trash. They, I believe, were bedridden.
Yeah.
But Grandpa Joe, on the other hand.
Lying.
Filthy little liar. So, Charlie is a little dirt poor. He picks up a job.
Newspapers.
Yeah, newspapers. He's depressed. He's like, I'm a little boy, and here I am throwing around newspapers for money so I can bring back for my family and provide for my family because I only have a mother. I only have a mother. I only have a mother. She doesn't make enough money to support my bedridden grandparents. My bedridden grandparents.
Grandpa Joe used to work at the factory, the Willy Wonka factory.
That is actually in the other movie. This one, and this one. He's a dirty little liar. Yeah. I don't even know what the heck he did. He doesn't even explain what he's done before in the past. He is just like,
I'm here.
I'm here to know all of the secrets to Willy Wonka, which makes me think, what if he's old Willy Wonka?
No, the layers.
The layers. He knows all of the secrets. He literally knows everything. He literally tells Charlie every single day stories about the factory.
He's planting the seeds for his successor.
Oh my God. He's planting the seeds. This goes so much more deeper than I ever expected. He's planting the seeds to Charlie. He's training Charlie to be a good boy because he knows that Willy Wonka will only choose good boys.
So he hires the fake Willy Wonka.
Yes.
Which is
Gene. But he's Willy Wonka. Oh my God. He's both of them at the same time. He split his Willy Wonka spirit in half.
That's the thing.
He's like an old man, medium man, like.
And little boy.
Oh my God. Well, not yet. This is just regular. This is the first Charlie. He's True. Not magical yet. So all the magic from Wonka, you know how Wonka was a magician, a wizard?
Yeah.
It disappeared somehow. Yeah. He's not a wizard anymore. I think it goes away the older you get.
It's because he's actually Charlie, and that the Timothy one, he died in
Oh my God.
He actually drowned in the chocolate.
He drowned in the chocolate.
And that's where the myth began.
And that's why Grandpa Joe. So the chocolate morphed, like it created, like his death, it created Grandpa Joe. And
He's made of
created
chocolate.
Gene Wilder. And they like exist all like at the same time. Okay, so anyways, so Tom and Jerry, they see that poor little Charlie is like hungry and starving. Charlie, with his first paycheck, he actually bought 2 loaves.
Yes.
In this one, they just show 1. He bought 2. And he ran into Tom and Jerry, who are also poor, homeless, and starving. He's like, here, have my second loaf. They're like, okay. And they become besties. They literally become like a family. And so they go back home with Charlie, and they meet Grandpa Joe, but like, I don't know how they managed to cut it out in this one. They just don't show them.
It's unfair.
So with his first paycheck, he's like, Grandpa Joe, here for your tobacco. You see how manipulative Grandpa Joe is? Yeah. That's why maybe
forcing the boy to go work for his smokes.
For his smokes, but he's bedridden. But yet he's prioritizing smokes. When all they eat is cabbage soup every single day, he's like, okay, but my tobacco though. Yeah. I need my good old smokes. And he's like, no, not this time, Charlie. Not this time. Say, I don't want tobacco. He's like, but Grandpa. But Grandpa, please, I want to buy your tobacco. He's like, no, sweet boy, because you want to know why? Because he's in front of company. Yeah. But they don't show it in this one. So it seems like he's just saying it for no reason. But actually, he's saying it because he doesn't want to seem like a manipulative little old grandpa.
Stealing the family money.
For some tobacco when he's already dying.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievableness of it. It's just... Now comes out the story of like Wonka is like, okay, I need a successor. I need a prodigy. I need a, I could feel the Wonka spirit deteriorating. Yeah. I need someone to
a new body.
Yeah, a new body. I need a new body. So I'm gonna send out 5 gun tickets to find a new body, and it has to be a young body.
Hat.
Like. Okay.
Yeah.
So he puts it in the chocolate and hopes that a young body finds it. So the 4 people find it. With a Violet.
Augustus Gloop. Mike
TV. Veronica.
Veruca.
Salt. They find it. Little Charlie, he's like, he gets 1 chocolate bar at a time for his birthday. He's like, the ticket isn't here. He's sad. He's depressed. Grandpa Joe is disappointed in him. Like, you didn't find a ticket?
Really?
Like, after I just explained to you that I love Willy Wonka and I want to go to his factory so bad, you didn't find the ticket for me? Don't come back until you find the ticket. Like, literally, like, don't come back. So he's like, he's walking around. He sees a sovereign. It's not a sovereign anymore. We're now in the future, so now it's a quarter. Yeah. He finds a quarter in the train. How did that quarter get there? They don't say it. But Tom and Jerry,
they planted
it there. They were like, we need to give this to Charlie. He is our savior. He saved us from starving. We need to give it to Charlie. So he finds it. He goes straight to the store. He's like, give me chocolate. He eats a chocolate. The first chocolate that he eats. The music is loud. The music got really, really loud. I don't know where.
That sounds like Patrick singing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna try to ignore the music. The quarter. He buys the chocolate. He eats the chocolate. He doesn't get the ticket.
Not yet.
He feels a little guilty. He's like, I guess I'll buy another chocolate.
And there goes his family's monthly salary all on chocolate.
All on chocolate, first of all. Greedy. It's because he learned it from Grandpa Joe. He's like, Grandpa Joe said I can't come back home until I find that ticket. He found the ticket. He runs home. Grandpa Joe, they're like, oh, you can bring one person. Oh, but you guys are bedridden.
So sad.
Aw, I can't bring you guys. Aw. Grandpa Joe. Oh, just kidding. He tears the bed cover off. He's like, help me up, Charlie.
Yeah.
He stiffens up. He falls back. He jumps right back up. He's like, oh.
He dances.
He dances. He shows off. He's like, I can walk now.
With the other bedridden grandparents.
Yeah, as they watch the real bedridden grandparents, as they watch the bedridden Grandpa Joe.
And they've been sharing a bed for who knows how long. Never.
And this whole time, this man could walk. He could run. He could dance. He could jump. He could sing. He has been starving the family for what? So that he can lay in bed and Charlie give him his smokes? Like...
He's a real villain in this movie.
He really is a real villain. He really is a real villain. Wonka's not the villain. The Mr. Slugworth is not the villain. Which, by the way, Slugworth, in this movie, he has now become an old creepy man.
Yeah, with a scar.
Yeah, with a scar, and he's stalking the children who win. He like goes up to them,
and
like
whispers.
trying to like kiss them.
Yeah.
He's whispering, but really he looks like he's like trying to make out with them. It's a little scary. But Grandpa Joe is scarier than him.
Yeah. And Slugworth is also in the first Wonka movie. At this point, he's joined the other side. He's working for Willy.
Tom and Jerry, they know this. They find that out. They're like, Slugworth. Because Spike, I don't know if you guys know the Tom and Jerry characters, but Spike works for Slugworth. So they are like, we need to save Charlie. We need to get into that factory alongside Charlie.
Protect him.
Make sure that Slugworth doesn't get them. So they go into the factory, and Mr. Willy Wonka, and this one, Mr. Little Gene Wilder, is a terrifying man. He's a little kooky.
He's disturbed.
A little disturbed. He's like, I need children.
Yeah. I'm dying.
I need these children to be good. One of you, I just need one of you. One of you. So they go into the trials, the testing, and they all fail. Charlie fails too, though.
Mm-hmm. Because of Grandpa Joe.
Because of Grandpa Joe.
He tricked him.
Grandpa Joe, he's like, quick, Charlie. Even though Willy Wonka just
explicitly
said, he's like, don't you dare touch anything. Don't you dare drink anything. He's not looking right now, though, so we should drink. Which, first of all, by the way, the lore, the evilness, his revenge, he makes them sign a contract.
Yes.
In which they cannot read the fine print.
Because he remembers his earlier time in the laundromat.
Not being able to read, signing a contract.
Yeah.
He is enacting his revenge. Yeah. He's like, not only do I need to absorb a child's soul, I need to enact revenge.
Need legal protection for these trials.
Fine print. That fine print gets to all of them. Because they all die. They all die except for little old Charlie. At the end, first he gets mad at little old Charlie. He's like, I know you drank that fizzy drink. Which, first of all, how does he know?
Yeah.
Also, in the fizzy drink, when they're like floating, they're about to die, and they need a burp.
Who saved them?
Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, they find a little mouse that wants to be an Oompa Loompa, but he's too short to be an Oompa Loompa. He's too short to be an Oompa Loompa. So Willy Wonka hates him. he helps Tom and Jerry throughout the factory, like in the vents, you know. And he's like, oh, I know what will save them if they burp. So Tom and Jerry are like, they launch themselves up and they save Grandpa Joe, which Grandpa Joe does not need saving. Okay. Grandpa, they should have let him die. Should have let him get chopped up by that stupid fan.
It was his idea.
Literally, it was his idea. But it's gonna get blamed on Charlie, of course. They
He
save him.
jeopardized Charlie's
Literally.
chance.
They're like, oh my god. Grandpa Joe is so. You know why? Because he's like, maybe Willie won't want a child. Maybe he won't want me. The kids die and Charlie is left. And Charlie's like, you know what, Mr. Gene Wilder, Mr. Willy Wonka, I had the option to give this what's it?
Gobstopper?
Yeah, Gobstopper to Slugworth. Because Slugworth, the reason why he's been whispering into these little kids' ear is because he's like, if you bring me back the Gobstopper, I'll make you rich. I'll make you a millionaire. And Charlie was like, you know, Mr. Wonka, I don't want the money.
Can keep that.
Yeah. It's on me.
Yeah.
You just yelled at me for drinking a fizzy drink. It's not my fault. It was Grandpa Joe's fault. But you're going to yell at me. You can. I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want you.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Gene Wilder is like, you won the test. You won, my child. Even though I've been an evil little man screaming at you. I love you. And you just won. And I'm going to absorb your soul.
Congratulations.
Then he grows up. The final one in the trilogy.
The masterpiece.
The masterpiece, truly. Truly. It deserves like 20 Oscars, I'm gonna be honest with you. It should. So, little Charlie. He won the factory. He won. His family gets to move in. Charlie and Willie have morphed.
To one.
He has grown. And now he is
Charlie.
and the Chocolate Factory. It's not called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because of Little Charlie.
Mm-mm.
It's called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because that is Little Charlie.
It's his factory now.
It is his factory. He is now Willy Wonka. And so obviously, because he wants to, no one can know this deep secret that Willy Wonka is, first of all, absorbing children, absorbing Charlie. He makes up this backstory of having a dad as a dentist and is evil, in a way.
Because he doesn't let him eat candy.
Yeah, he doesn't let him eat candy. He puts like the braces, the headgear on him, and that is the backstory that Charlie chose. Because this Charlie, the new Charlie, his dad
It's at the toothpaste
works
factory.
at the toothpaste factory.
Screwing caps.
Yeah, caps. Same thing. Relating.
Yeah.
To relate to little Charlie, he's like, oh, my dad was a dentist.
I definitely have a dad.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I have a dad. He's a dentist. He put a headgear on me, and that's why, I love chocolate because I wasn't allowed to have chocolate as a kid, and now I am because I'm an adult. It is not a real story. Telling you're hearing it from us right now. It is not a real story. He made it up. He needed something to fall back on to make it real. So this new little Charlie, coincidentally, or is it a coincidence?
It's all a plan.
He has a Grandpa Joe, a Grandma Josephine, other grandpa, other grandma that I still don't know their names. But this time, little Charlie has two parents. He has the mom and the dad. The mom, she doesn't work. I don't think she works. I think she just stays at home.
She makes the stew.
Yeah, she makes the stew. And the dad, like we said, works at the toothpaste screwing cap factory. That's his job, I guess. He's the one who brings the money home.
But then he loses his job.
He loses his job to a machine that does the screwing without the human. So now he's out of a job, and now they're like super freaking poor. They're super poor. Just like Charlie.
History repeats itself.
So, really, it's like Willy's world. He like created like the same like. But this time, he's like, let's not make Grandpa Joe like a manipulator, evil man. And this one, he's actually really nice and really kind, and he doesn't claim that he can't walk. He's just in bed because he's old.
He wants to join.
Yeah.
He wants the other ones not to feel alone.
Yeah. And he used to work at the factory. He was a working man. Unlike the other freaking Grandpa Joe, he was not a working man.
Who knows what they did?
Yeah, who knows what the heck they did. They don't get into it because did they ever do anything ever? Because why are they poor? That's probably why they're poor, because they never did anything to begin with. But Grandpa Joe is a nice old man who used to work in the factory.
So he's good. He's a good guy in this movie.
He's a good man. There's no Tom and Jerry either, so they're gone. They only existed.
They still live in the factory.
They live in the factory. They're like in the walls. This little Charlie, he finds his way to the factory the same way. You know, he wins. He finds he finds a $10 bill.
Yeah.
Not a quarter. He finds a $10 bill in the snow.
And what happened to the rest of them? He buys the chocolate, but where does the rest of the money go? Is it $10 for a bar of chocolate?
Yeah, like in this world, is chocolate like freaking insanely expensive?
It's like drugs. I guess chocolate's always been drugs.
Going back to it being drugs. Okay, so obviously the same way, the first chocolate he was given for his birthday, he doesn't get the ticket, but Grandpa Joe was like, it's okay, no pressure. Oh my God, like Grandpa Joe, he was like,
get out there.
Yeah, you get out there and get me my golden ticket. He's just like, no, it's okay. It's okay, we'll get it, it's okay. Like, you're hopeful. You know, we can try again if we come across extra money. And he does. So little lucky Charlie goes into the store. He's like, 1 chocolate bar, please. Gets a chocolate bar. He got the golden ticket. He runs home. He's like, I got the golden ticket. I got the golden ticket. And this time, instead of Grandpa Joe assuming so rudely that he could go, he asks nicely. He's like, I used to work, like, it'd be great if I meet him again. I used to work with him. Can you please, if not, I totally understand. Yeah. But, like, just saying, I would like to go. Just saying, just putting it out there. Charlie was like, of course. Like, you're my best friend, Grandpa Joe. It's like, okay. First of all, why not his mom or his dad? But he's best friends with his Grandpa Joe. So they go, the same people win. The same people win. Except this time, Mike TV is not interested in guns.
Or cowboys.
He's a video game nerd. So that's the only difference. I guess Charlie, he couldn't find someone who was into cowboys, and his name was also Mike TV. So they're like...
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. You'll do.
Yeah.
You'll do. So they all go into the factory, and Mr. Charlie, he's like... I feel like, so he's disguising these, like, terrible flashbacks, like, triggers, like, my dad, back when my dad is a dentist. He's disguising it as that, but really, he's like, I need to do good.
Yeah.
And this Charlie is, like, weirdly, like, literally me, like, 20 years ago.
He sees himself.
Yeah, he sees himself, and he's, like, freaking out, and he's like, oh, no, I'm freaking out because I remembered a memory about my dad. Not because of you, Charlie. Not because of you. Even though you're like an exact carbon copy of me.
And
like,
he has his own Grandpa Joe that's nicer.
Like, he's like, your Grandpa Joe was nicer than my Grandpa Joe. But let's pretend no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. So they all die the same way. They don't die, though. Because this Willy, Charlie, is 10 times nicer than
The former
Gene. Yeah, he's
he
like
learned lessons.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I shouldn't because I'm traumatized, and I'm like, this is like, it's a scary thing, having my soul absorbed, becoming Willy.
Gotta ease him into it.
I gotta ease him into it. I gotta make him feel like it's special. So I'm gonna be a little nicer, and not make them sign the contract.
Yeah.
And Slugworth isn't a thing. Slugworth isn't this little evil man who's trying to like extort them and like get money and like the gobstoppers.
He's just in the background somewhere.
Yeah, he's like,
he's doing his own thing in his own factory.
yeah, he's chilling. He's not worried. He is still a little kooky, a little crazy. But that's just because he's traumatized.
Yeah.
Because his soul was absorbed and he became Willy Wonka. Now he's like forced to do this like endless cycle.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to, but he has no choice. This time, Grandpa Joe doesn't put pressure on drinking the fizzy drink.
Yep.
So Charlie's like a good boy, like throughout the whole thing. Like Grandpa Joe doesn't make him evil.
Yeah.
The boat scene.
Yeah.
The boat scene. So Mr. Gene Wilder was like really angry. In that boat scene,
He let it all out there.
he let it out. He was screaming at the kids, flashing like these absurd like imagery, like
Disturbing visuals.
a chicken getting his head cut off, like giant bugs, like a man, like it's like terrifying images that he like needs to get out. It traumatized poor little Charlie. So when little
And
Charlie,
Tom and Jerry.
Oh my god, and Tom and Jerry.
They also went through the same boat ride. No one was safe.
Nobody was safe in that factory. Nobody. That's how you know Gene Wilder was a little evil. Like, not even like little Tom and Jerry.
They weren't spared.
Yeah, they weren't spared. This time, he's like, let me not traumatize them.
Let's tone it down.
Yeah, let's tone it down. It's just a fun little roller coaster that we go through, and like we have fun, and we're like cruising the world, to the little houses, and he's like, to get through. Okay, you need to stop, little ma'am. Your foot is stuck. It's because she was triggered. We were talking about Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. It's just like, I want to talk about her experience.
So Charlie, the Oompa Loops, he decided to not go with the same orange Oompa Loops. He was like, I'm gonna get my own.
Yeah. Redesign.
Yeah, I don't like those orange dudes. I'm gonna get my own Oompa Loops. From Oompa Loop Land, and
that's the thing.
like,
every new Willy gets to choose a new Oompa Loompa.
yeah. So I wonder what the next Willy will choose.
What do you think the next Oompa Loompas will be?
They should do he should call back to like Tom and Jerry and make Tom and Jerry like Oompa Loops.
Mice.
Yeah. Make them all like
little mice.
Yeah.
That'd be
But so he didn't want the little orange dudes. He's like,
that's played out.
That's weird. I'm gonna get this one dude that looks exactly the same. Like they all look exactly the same, but they're all different dudes. They all look the same, but they're different. I swear. They're a lot nicer too. They're a lot more sillier, a lot more fun. They do the fun songs. They're silly. They jump on Violet when she turns into a bubble. Augustus Gloop, they help him.
They guide them.
They guide them. Veronica, whatever the heck. This time Gene Wilder, he was like, I want geese. The geese. I want geese to poop out golden chocolate eggs. But Charlie was like, geese.
Ew.
Yeah. I want squirrels.
Yeah.
I want squirrels to sort out the nuts. So, when I make the nuts chocolate.
In the chocolate.
Yeah, I want squirrels, not geese. That's really weird.
It's another new spin.
Yeah, he's like,
his
me as a Willy Wonka, there's no geese in here.
Yeah.
It's squirrels.
It's probably because the first time it traumatized him so much.
Yeah, yeah. He's like learning from his like from past Willie's mistakes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna make it better, you know. So he had squirrels instead. I would say it's still a little traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because you know she gets attacked by the squirrels.
One of them knocks on her
Yeah,
head.
they knock on her head, call her a bad nut, and they push her down the chute.
It had to be done.
It had to be done. It had to be done. And then after Mike TV, he's a little snarkier. He clearly he made a mistake on choosing this Mike TV because in Gene Wilder's Mike TV, he was a lot like not as snarky and a know-it-all, but in this one, he's like really snarky.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't choose a good Mike TV. I hate him. Literally, he hates his guts. Like every time he speaks, he's like, can you stop mumbling?
Yeah.
Can you stop mumbling? He hates him. And so finally he gets rid of him with the TV and like he becomes tiny. And he's like, okay, they're gone. They're gone. So Charlie is the last one left. And he's like, perfect. Perfect. You are, I knew you were. Not like I planned it out or anything. You won. You become Willy. You absorb my factory. Except I only want you. I don't want like the old people.
I gotta stay.
Yeah, I don't want the old people. But Charlie's like, no. I'm not going anywhere without my old people. Like, are you kidding me? Grandpa Joe? Like, just because your Grandpa Joe was manipulative and like evil doesn't mean my Grandpa Joe is, and I want my Grandpa Joe to come with me. He's like, oh.
I guess.
I guess. Yeah, literally. Oh, and the backstory of his dad, the dentist, he has to fix the relationship. That's not his dad. That's like an actor. I don't like. He hired somebody to like show up in the middle of the thing and like have the same exact little house. He's like, oh, we need to fix our relationship so that Charlie can see.
It's for show.
Yeah, to convince Charlie to come to my factory because I need to eat him.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need to fix the relationship
With his dad.
with his dad. So he fixes the relationship, but Charlie is like, okay, now I'll come to your factory. And then the movie ends, but we all know what happens behind closed doors. He becomes absorbed, and now he's going to become the next Willy. I think it's going to take like a good 20 years for us to see it, because clearly there's like a 20-year gap, you know, the absorption of the soul. And
We're still waiting for the last Charlie to grow up.
Yeah, he's still too young. He's trying to find the new Oompa Loops, the new factory. He's trying to create the new Charlie. He's like, do I want to make Grandpa Joe evil or nice? Because mine was nice.
Maybe this time they're going to go with the other grandparents.
A
different grandparent goes with them.
A different grandparent goes with him. And he's going to like, okay,
Grandpa
we're going to
Joe's.
take, instead of Grandpa, how about Grandma?
Yeah.
Grandma Joe.
Grandpa Joe's back to smoking.
Yeah, he goes back to smoking, except this time it's not tobacco. It's like
Vapes.
It's vapes. He's planning it, okay, and it takes time. It takes like 20 years. It's next year. It'll be 20 years because this came out in 2005.
Get ready.
Get ready for the new Willy Wonka to see what
changes he'll make.
What he's done.
Imagine we inspire like
oh my gosh, like the next Willy, he's watching this, he's like, you know, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
People want it.
Yeah. So that's a trilogy. But the origins. So there's like, you know, like the Bible. The book.
Yeah.
The book. This is like where when you become Willy, you have to read it. You have to study it. Yeah.
It's the book they give you.
It's like the verse, like verse 15, like 1, an important room this is. The book. Which I'm going to assume that
Roald Dahl
is the original Willy and Charlie. He created the cycle. So, if you're going based off of the book, the real Willy, the true Willy, the one who did the best job is Johnny Depp. is little Charlie. Like, he clearly took this seriously. He didn't
Yeah.
take it as a suggestion like Gene Wilder did. Gene Wilder literally, he threw the book away and
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's not the same, like, at all. It's, like, insane how different it is.
Uh.
But when I was reading this, I was like, there's no way that it's, it's literally, like, exact. Except for, like, the backstory, because the backstory is up to your own discretion.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not in here, okay? Because Johnny, or Charlie, whatever you want to call him, was like, I need to make my own backstory, so it's not going to be in here. So that the next Willie can't copy him.
Yeah,
Like, it has to be
exactly.
different. It has to be a different backstory. I don't know what it'll be. But it's actually insane how exact it is. Like, in the book, he has, Charlie has 2 parents. His dad works at the toothpaste thing. But Grandpa Joe never worked at the factory, though. So, that's different. Grandpa Joe is nice in here. He's not a little manipulator. He is nice. Their ages are revealed. They're 90.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they're a little crazy now.
Yeah.
They're 90. Let's see what else. Oh, the Oompa Loomps in the book, they're not orange.
How are they?
They're like, they describe them as white,
Mm.
with really dark hair, long dark hair, and that they're like a tribal thing, like the Oompa Loompa.
More like this
Yeah,
movie.
more like this movie. And they wear like leaves as clothes. It's so, except in this movie they're not white. So, but this one
They are tribal.
I don't know why they didn't thinking about it. I don't know why they're not white in the book if they're supposed to be like tribal who live in like a tropical land. But let's see what else in the book. In the book, the boat ride isn't terrifying. So I don't know what is going on with Gene Wilder that he was like, I'm really gonna traumatize these children because it is not in the book at all. Like, what's in the book is the song where he's like, oh, there's no way of knowing which way they are going. That's in the book, but not the scenes of like the chicken and the bugs and the.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is pretty horrifying, though. With the things that the kids went through,
Yeah.
no one should go through that.
No one should go through that. But unfortunately, it's going to be an endless loop.
That's the curse.
Yeah. If your name is Violet,
Watch
and
out.
you are like around the age of like I don't know, like 10 to 13.
And if you like gum,
You gotta stop it right now, or else you are going to die. Or I guess turn blue, depending if he wants to be nice. If he wants to be nice, you're just gonna be blue, but if he wants to be mean, you're going to die. So be careful. Also, if you're Charlie and you're poor,
I guess be happy about it.
Yeah, like,
you'll get a whole chocolate.
you're gonna get factory, but that also means
You're gonna witness some things.
you're gonna witness, and your soul will be absorbed. Yeah. To be prepared, okay?
Yeah.
'Cause you're about to go through some trials and tribulations, I guess. My favorite Willy Wonka. This one.
Me too. It's the best one.
It's the best one. And if you like the Gene Wilder one, I'm sorry, but you are wrong.
Yeah. It's not canon.
It's very far from canon.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
It's mean-spirited.
It's mean-spirited.
Yeah.
He is so mean. He's so mean. Gene Wilder's like so mean. He's literally like at the end, he's like screaming and yelling at this kid.
Yeah.
It's so
This
loud.
poor kid.
Yeah, that like your speakers are literally popping. Like how loud he's
Yeah.
yelling at this poor kid, and then the kid's like, "Here's your gobstopper
Yeah.
back." He's like, "Oh."
And then he switches. Yeah.
Yeah, like switches into, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I like you now. You won." Even though I was just yelling at you and like basically making you cry and like it's just
cheated
not,
him out of the
And
competition.
That terrifying scene. So I haven't seen the Gene Wilder one like as a kid fully. I actually only really saw it like now. If I saw it as a kid, I would have hated Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That is terrifying. That
Those visuals were really
like if you haven't seen it in a while, I urge you to go back and watch it again. It is terrifying, even as an adult. I'm like, if I was a kid and I saw that, I would cry.
Yeah.
I'd turn off the TV and run away and cry.
And never eat chocolate again.
Yeah, like if I eat chocolate, I'm gonna end up in this factory and see these scary images. It's just not. But here, he's so silly. He's so like fun and whimsical, even though he gets those traumatizing flashbacks. But it builds character.
Yeah.
You know, he
cared.
And the Timothée Chalamet, not good either. Okay, it is not good.
Yeah.
It's also such a weird musical in the sense that Gene Wilder, it's a musical that is fun, and it's still a movie.
Yeah.
But the Wonka, it's like if you were to sit me down and like be like, this is actually a musical play like on Broadway, I'd be, oh yeah, duh.
Get that. Yeah.
It's not a movie. It's a musical.
Yeah. Mm.
So it didn't even do a good job at that.
They really could have done so much with an already good movie series, and they.
It could have been like The Greatest Showman. Have you seen The Greatest Showman? Well, that movie is amazing, and if they did it the same way as The Greatest Showman, I think Wonka would be like way better. But it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's not good, and Johnny Depp is the best. It's the best Willy.
It's the best Willy.
He enacts Willy. He is Willy.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what the next Willy's gonna do to top it.
I don't think they can.
Because I mean, Timothée tried.
He tried.
I don't know if it's his fault. I think it might be everyone else's fault.
Yeah.
Freaking Noodle.
It's
Noodle's fault. It's the Noodle movie. It's not even the Wonka movie.
I feel like his Wonka should have been creepier. Like, all the other ones are creepy, and he's
He should have, like, where did the creepiness come from?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, show me where the creepiness came from. The want for eating children.
Yeah.
And absorbing their souls and killing them off in his factory. Where did that come from?
Yeah. Why does he want to punish them?
Yeah. Is it because of Noodle?
True.
Like, do you think maybe, like, we didn't see, and, like, actually, like, when the movie ended, he went back and, like, ate Noodle?
Or Noodle, like, left him, and then he's I need more children.
Like, yeah, where's my
Noodle?
Where's my Noodle? I need a little one near me at all times. That is scary. So, to be fair,
that's the real horror.
That's the real horror of Willy. Did you know that this movie came out in 2005?
Wait, Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka takes place in October.
Right, yeah. Did you know that?
Because his is scarier, just in time for Halloween.
He made it scarier. He's like, oh, it's in October, so it has to be spooky.
Yeah. And then this one's in February because he's so full of love.
Yeah, he's like, Valentine's Day is coming up.
He's going to spread the love.
He's going to spread the love for Charlie.
Yeah.
And the others, I guess.
Yeah.
I let them live. That's the love.
Yeah.
That's the love I'm giving them. Did you know that is Johnny Depp? Did you know that Timothée, when he was in high school, he was a theater kid? That's why he's freaking lame as Wonka.
That's why he did the musical.
That's why he did the damn musical.
Did you know that this Willy Wonka also can't read? We don't know.
We don't know. But now you know.
Yeah, he only reads chocolate.
He can only read if the word chocolate is in it. Oh, I can read that.
Yeah.
But if it's not in it, then he can't read.
Selective reading.
Selective reading. he doesn't actually know how to read. He just memorizes words.
Yeah.
He just memorizes words. You know who'd be the next Willy?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. His
He
name
might
is
be
already Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Should we rate them? Rate the movies?
Sure. So, okay, let's start with Wonka.
Wonka, out of 10 or 5?
10.
For me, being nice, like a 5.5 out of 10.
Okay. I was gonna give it a 5. So you gave a 0.5 more than me. So for me, it's a 5. On a good day, if I'm feeling silly, like if I'm sick,
Yeah.
you know, I'm in bed sick, maybe I'll give it a 6.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
it's a 5.
It's around 5 for sure.
Okay, now the Gene Wilder one. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That one's like 8 out of 10.
Okay.
You
You rated it nicer than me.
Yeah.
I can't. 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
It's a 2 out of 10. I can't stand that movie. I hate that movie. I wish it never existed. It's the worst movie ever. They wrote it so bad. They messed up the story. Charlie is such a bad kid that they it's bad. It's a 2 out of 10. I wish it never existed. It's so bad. Don't ever watch it. If you've never seen it, don't bother seeing it.
Yeah.
So, now this one, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Solid 10.
10 out of 10. It should be the only Willy Wonka to exist. The other Willy Wonka is not a thing. This is the only real one. Okay?
It's the only one you need.
It's the only one you need. It's the only one.
It's the most real, the most true.
It's, in my heart, it's won all of the Oscars.
Yeah.
It's won all of the awards. It's SAG, all of the Academy Awards. It's like, in my head, it made $100 million.
Yeah. Or it should have.
Should have. I don't know how much it made, but if it didn't make $100 million, it should have, if not more. It needs to make more money than, what's the highest grossing? Barbie made $1 billion.
Avatar 2.
$1 billion. This movie should have made $2 billion. That's how good this movie is. And if you haven't seen it, then you need to.
And if you have to read it for school, the original book,
don't even bother reading. Just watch it.
You'll pass.
You can do an essay on this one, and you would do great. Just don't mention like the dad.
Yeah.
Other than that, this movie is amazing.
Oh, and the Tom and Jerry one.
Okay, so that one is hard because
it's based off the
Gene Wilder one, and the Gene Wilder is a 2 out of 10. But in Tom and Jerry,
what was that funny line that was like,
oh my god,
who turned off the lights?
Who turned off the lights?
I'm gonna spike the skip.
You can't spike the skip.
Yeah.
Spike, just because Spike is in it, oh my god. It's an 8 out of 10 for me.
Me too.
So if you need to see the Gene Wilder one, the original one, don't watch it. Just watch the Tom and Jerry one. It's the same exact thing, but added commentary from Spike.
And it'll make more sense.
He's like saying snarky lines like, who turned off the lights? Spike is such a good character. If you haven't seen Tom and Jerry, watch Tom and Jerry. But Spike, Tom and Jerry really makes this movie.
Yeah, it does.
So
for Spike alone, you gotta watch that one.
So the Tom and Jerry one, I rate it 8 out of 10. It should be on your must-watch list, you know, movies to watch before you die.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry and the Willy Wonka Factory. Yeah.
The superior version
of
the Gene Wilder one.
Yeah.
They're on par for me.
I can't stand the Gene Wilder one. I can't stand it.
It's too scary. It's too much.
It's not good. It's scary. It's not. I like scary movies. It's not even like a good. It's like a bad scary. It's not good. It's just not. But Gene Wilder is a good. You want to know Gene Wilder's best movie? And you know what? My next video might be on it. Is the Alice in Wonderland with Whoopi Goldberg. That's Gene Wilder's best movie. I'm saying it right now, and you know what? I'll prove it to you.
Yeah.
Because this one, Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder's worst movie.
Oh.
That's all
She
I gotta
said
say.
it. She
I
could
said
say
it.
It's the only Gene Wilder movie that I know. So.
Oh, okay. Well, those two are the only Gene Wilder movies I know anyways. So just hit Willy Wonka and then Alice in Wonderland. That's the only ones I know. So
And I believe you that the Alice in Wonderland is better.
it
I mean,
is. So there you have it.
yeah.
Thank you for
Should we
joining
sing a
us.
song?
Oh, yeah. At the end of Wonka, to end this one, we can come
With
me and you'll see
a
something,
true
something,
imagination.
imagination. Don't know the song, 'cause I don't like the movie. And there's chocolate. And chocolate. Something, something, something in your pocket. The other one. Noodle, noodle, apple strudel, something, something doodle. What's the scrub one?
Scrub.
Scrub, scrub.
That's it.
That's all I know. Scrub, scrub. This is from the Wonka one. The only one I know is Augustus Gloop. Augustus Gloop. That's all I know from the song.
How you know it's
Augustus
the worst
Gloop.
one?
No, it's not.
No.
Augustus Gloop. Augustus Gloop is something, something, something,
They had the
something.
same songs in all the movies.
Yeah, they're the same songs. They sing the same song. They sing the songs that the Oompa Loompa sings is their same songs in the Gene Wilder one, but they're sung better.
Yeah. There's more production design.
Yeah, and he goes like this, Augustus Gloop.
Yeah.
Like, it's better.
And you can't change our minds.
Yeah. And if you think the Gene Wilder one is anything better than a 2 out of 10, except for if you're
I
not
get-
the Nora, she gets a pass, then you are the small brain. Because we are the big brains. But if you like the Gene Wilder one, got
Think
news for
again.
you.
Yeah.
You've got a small brain, buddy. A really small one. Yeah. Who turned off the lights?
Yeah.